There is a ton of information out there for new hunters to learn from. Articles from the NDA, state conservation groups, several YouTube channels and podcasts all put out great information. There's also information out there that could hurt your hunting and definitely hurt your wallet. All these YouTube videos, definitely Instagram posts, and even podcasts put out information that make you think that you need these specific products in order to be successful. We live in an age where everything put in front of our face is trying to sell us something. It reminds me of whenever I was a kid, and you probably would remember, if you're my age, the banjo minnow. I thought this lure would catch me all the fish I could handle, and I begged my stepdad, my grandpa, anybody who would listen, if they would buy me this banjo minnow. They never did, and I am still mad about it. So, in this video, we're going to go over 3 things that I consider to be a waste of money. One of them is it's a waste of money with some caveats, but we'll go over that. And it's not that I think these products are junk. I mean, some of them are good products. It's just that I don't think you need these things in order to be successful. But before I smash toes and hurt feelings, do me a favor, and if this is your first time on my channel, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click the bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a video. And the first thing that I consider to be a waste of money, at least for new hunters, is all that fancy camo. Now, don't get me wrong. Quality clothing that keeps you warm costs money, and I do believe in the buy once, cry once mentality. However, you do not need to spend $400 on a jacket to keep you warm. You do have to pay attention to quality, and like I said, quality clothing costs money. However, you need to make sure that you are getting that quality stitching and not just paying for a fancy camo pattern and a name. Some of these products are really expensive only to cover for the cost of giving away all this free product to Instagram influencers. Your camo clothing doesn't need to match. You don't need the newest camo pattern that they just invented, and you definitely don't need carbon-infused clothing. That does not mean that I think scent lock doesn't work. In principle, it works. However, I haven't been able to find a real study that shows the benefits of camo-infused clothing on scent control. If you know of any studies like that, let me know down in the comments below. I'd be happy to take a look. All I'm saying is if all you can afford is Walmart camo, and I'm not knocking Walmart camo, if that's all you can afford, that doesn't mean that you won't be as successful as the guy in full Sitka or First Light. What makes you a successful hunter is your brain and your instincts. And the second product or products that I think is a pretty big money waster is kind of a 2-part thing. That's ozone products, or specific ozone products, and those products that are marketed as a way to fool a deer's nose. Ozone is used to destroy odors. There's no doubt about that. I do like the bags or totes or whatever that you can put your gear in, your clothes in, that will eliminate odors. They work. Although you should be careful of what you put in there because there are some degenerative effects on some rubbers. But what I'm talking about are the ozone products that you hang over your head or put in your blind with you that destroy all your odor. Don't even think about spending $300 on a ozonics or whatever that supposedly lets you fool the wind. If you ever think about going out and buying one of these things, just start studying up on wind direction, scent control, and thermals, and then slap yourself in the face. That money could be well spent somewhere else. Not only that, but breathing in too much ozone can make you feel pretty sick. So think about it a little more when you're wanting to zip yourself up in a blind with that. The other scent control product or products that I include with this mistake are the ones like Nose Jammer. They're designed specifically to overload a deer's nose, their sense of smell, and the concept alone is kind of ridiculous. I actually bought one years ago just to see what it was like, and it honestly smells like vanilla to me. I actually had a deer get spooked when I used it, and I know this experience is anecdotal at best, so take that for what it's worth. I just think that you're better off hunting when and where the conditions are right, and you will have a lot more success and a few more dollars in your wallet. And the third giant money waster is baiting supplements and scent lures. If you want to bait deer for pictures or just condition them to come to a certain area or whatever it is you're using those baiting supplements for, if you're doing that, you need to just use plain old corn. Acorn Rage and all these other fancy names, Magic Dust is another one that comes to mind. It's really just fancy marketing that you're paying for. Let's put it this way. A bag of Acorn Rage will cost you anywhere from $10 to $30 for a bag. We'll just say $30 for a 15-pound bag. A bag of plain old corn will cost you $10 for 40 pounds. You need to make sure that's even legal. Here in Missouri, you have to wait 2 weeks after that corn pile or whatever it is you throw out there, 2 weeks after it's gone before you can even hunt the area. So I'm going to assume that if this is what you're doing, putting bait out, that you're waiting the required period. And I think scent lures are even more ridiculous than throwing out some expensive apple-scented acorns. And I'm not talking about things like mock scrapes or estrus scents or anything like that. What I'm talking about are things like buck bombs, or if you remember a couple years ago, there was a product showcased at the ATA show, and basically what it was is you would pee in these little containers, pour something in there, shake it up, and then pour it out. And it was supposed to turn your urine into like apple scent or vanilla or dirt, or I think they even had estrus. Just explaining what that product is just sounds so ridiculous coming out of my mouth. We're not even going to get into whether or not you need to worry about the scent that you leave when you pee out of your tree stand. That's a different topic for a different time. But the idea that you're going to throw out some smelly smoke bomb like you're calling in for a helicopter and lure in a deer is just, I don't know, it's just dumb. I mean, you're wasting your money by buying products like that. I'm not talking about all scent lures though. I do use things like Tink's Doe Pee or Tink's number 69. I'll use stuff like that. I'll spray the Doe Pee on my boots sometimes when I'm walking in, just kind of as a cover scent. But I don't think that if I don't use it, I'm not going to have success. And I don't think that if I do use it, that's the only way I will have success. It's just something I kind of randomly think about, and I'll do it from time to time. So that was 3 things that I consider a waste of money, or at least things that I think you can skip and you will still have success. If you've got any products that you're willing to admit that you wasted money on, that you bought into the marketing, leave that down in the comments below. And if you did get the Banjo Minnow, let me know if it actually even worked. And if you think anything I talked about is not a waste of money, and I think most of the disagreements probably going to be about the clothing. I know some people are just brand snobs, but I do agree that you get what you pay for and that good quality clothing costs money. I just don't think it needs to cost that much money. But if you've got any products that I've talked about that you absolutely swear by and you've got some information to back that up, leave that down in the comments below as well. I am definitely willing to change my mind. Hit that like button if you like this video, share it if you found it helpful, and make sure that you're subscribed so you can stay informed.